Yesterday, the government was standing by Mr Abbott, who is yet to be officially appointed to the Board of Trade, although we expect that decision to be made shortly. Facing questions in the House of Commons, International Trade Secretary Liz Truss said Labour was being hypocritical by accusing Mr Abbott of misogyny, given that John McDonnell, former Shadow Chancellor, said back in 2014 that Tory MP estimate they, at the time a work and pensions minister, should be lynched.
I think it's absolute hypocrisy to hear this type of argument from the Labour Party. Until recently, they had a shadow chancellor with the Honourable Lady supported, who called for the lynching of one of my female colleagues and never apologised for it. This is a party that has never elected a female leader, despite having the opportunity time and time again. And the reality is they would rather virtue signal and indulge in tokenism rather than take real action to improve the lives of women.
Now, those who campaign to remain in the European Union also question whether Mr Abbott is actually an expert in doing trade deals. Now, going in his favour is the fact that when he was Australian PM, he signed free trade deals with China, Japan and Korea, three of the largest economies in Asia. Absolutely. The negotiations actually started well before he took the job. So he wasn't actually in the room when they were going over line 2 subsection B about the origins of Australian beef meat, but the detail isn't really why he's been hired. He's the man the government want to send into the room when we reach a deadlock in negotiations to knock heads together. And given that after the Japan deal comes in, possibly this year, next on the list is New Zealand and Australia, which of course is Mr Abbott's old backyard.
Here I should report at 7:29. Let's come back to our conversation about the testing times as regards test and trace or track and trace. Juliet in Wimbledon. Okay, what's the story with you, Juliet? Have you required a test? Good morning.
Hi, Nick. Yes, I called up day before yesterday to see if I could book a test. The guy on there asked me if I had cough and temperature, neither of which I had. Then told me they were rapidly running out of tests and he wouldn't be able to book me one. So I thought, okay, fair enough. So that's me 14 days inside because I don't know. Then a friend told me, drive down to Twickenham and they'll get
to the rugby ground, isn't it? I think they use it. Is that right?
Yeah. So I drove down there, literally 3 cars in front of me, lots of people sitting on sheds doing absolutely nothing and nobody queuing. It was unbelievable. So basically they're refusing tests on the phone and yet there's people there sitting there doing absolutely nothing when people could be getting tested and getting back to work.
Juliet, have you had the result?
I did. Got the result at 12
Oh, well done. Well done. Okay, well, it's ridiculous. The positive thing is that you're well, Juliet. Thank you. Have yourself a good weekend. The negative thing is, of course, yet again, you have to say a shambles. We'll continue these testing times for the government, also testing times for the police, as the action they've taken against Extinction Rebellion activists. So it says the Liberty organisation any dangers the right to protest. LBC's Rachel Reynolds has been tracking the steps of exile.
An emergency ambulance was blocked as Extinction Rebellion stormed Lambeth Bridge yesterday, leading to hundreds of arrests. LBC's Rachel Venables in Westminster.
So as that ambulance had to perform a U-turn, I'm totally with the police on this. Are you? 7:30, you're listening to Breakfast with me, Nick Ferrari, on LBC News Time, Simon Conway.
Wales and Scotland are imposing the 2-week quarantine requirement on people returning from Portugal, but there's been no change for England and Northern Ireland. Travel industry leaders say holidaymakers are totally confused by the different approaches taken across the UK. As construction of HS2 formally starts, the Prime Minister says the project will be vital in boosting connectivity between our towns and cities. Building works getting underway on Phase 1 of the high-speed railway between London and the West Midlands. The competition watchdog has warned 4 of the country's biggest house builders that it could take them to court. It's found evidence of unfair terms of contract with home buyers and potential mis-selling. And the weather, mostly dry with some bright spells across southern parts, clouding over with some rain in places later, windy in the north with sunshine and showers, and a high of 20 degrees.
This is LBC. I'm Nick Ferrari, and you know LBC is the only place you question the people in power, such as the Prime Minister Boris Johnson.
Good morning, Nick. I'm here on your show.
Leader of the Labour Party, Sir Keir Starmer.
Having people on telling you what they think is the only way to gauge what their real concerns are.
And now, in another LBC First, your chance to question the top table of government with Call the Cabinet, starting with Health Sales Secretary Matt Hancock.
I find that engaging directly with the public on programs like yours is just incredibly important, especially in these unprecedented times.
Beginning this Monday, it's as if you're sitting at the cabinet table as Call the Cabinet starts with me, Nick Ferrari, at breakfast, live from Westminster on LBC.
LBC.
Come to Galliard for brand new London apartments from £195,000. Paper Mill House is located just a 13-minute walk to Romford Station, where from next year, Crossrail will have you in the city in just 27 minutes. Apartments come fully furnished free of charge, are stamp duty exempt, and qualify for a Help to Buy mortgage with just a 5% deposit. Book to view virtually or by appointment at our COVID prepared event at Paper Mill House, South Street, Romford, RM1 2AR, from 5 p.m. on Thursday the 10th of September till 5 p.m. Sunday the 13th of September. Call 0203 770 6300 or visit galliardhomes.com. That's galliardhomes.com. Terms and conditions apply.
Xero is the beautiful alternative to your old accounting system, providing a real-time view of your business cash flow. And because it's kept securely online, you can manage your business finances from anywhere. Your accountant can even log in so you can both work on the same set of accounts at the same time. Purchase Xero in September and get a free set of headphones, a printer, or a coffee machine. Visit xero.com. Terms and conditions apply.
When you call a Dell Technologies advisor, you get to talk to someone who isn't waiting for their turn to speak, but who actually wants to hear what you have to say, so they can provide tailored solutions that don't fit every small business. They fit yours. That's what it means to really listen. For advice on everything from laptops to the cloud, Dell Technologies recommends Windows 10 Pro for Business, the most secure Windows ever. Call an advisor today on 0800 169 1745 or visit dell.co.uk/advisor.
September marks the return to schools and colleges for all. Let's hear from Mandy, head teacher.
We all know school is the best place for your kids to be, not just for their education, but for their well-being and routine too. And that hasn't changed. We've put in a lot of measures to help keep them safe, and we're ready to welcome your children back. It's going to be a bit different for all of us, but our commitment to your child's future remains our priority.
If you have any questions or concerns, go to gov.uk/back-to-school.
Why buy an apartment now? Fully furnished, stamp duty exempt, Help to Buy available from £195,000. Visit galliardhomes.com. Terms and conditions apply.
Nick Ferrari at breakfast on LBC. Call 0345 6060973.
7:35. My goodness me, I've just been reading some of the emails, texts and tweets. It's quite busy this first half hour. Some of the journeys you've had to go. Admittedly, we haven't managed to beat the 250 miles that we heard earlier, or even the suggestion you should go from Watford to Oldham, but they are extraordinary, and I'll share those with you in just a moment. I remind you, of course, Transport Secretary Grant Shapps coming up later in this hour to talk about the excitement of HS2, but also we'll have to get him to address the story you heard on the LBC News Bulletin just now, which is that we are anything but a United Kingdom, and that if you're coming back from Portugal to Wales now, you have to self-isolate, but if you're just a few miles the other side of the Severn Bridge in England, you're fine. So we'll explore that. Let's explore the world of finance and business now with Michael Wilson, business commentator and broadcaster. And there's interesting developments with tech stocks, as they're called. Michael, morning to you, Sport.
Morning. There's nothing to see here. The market's got a well overdue thumping last night. The technical expression I'll share with you, a downward correction noted in stocks after an intense period of one-way action higher. In plain language, the market was long and wrong, and they got smashed. Just as ever. And to be honest, those stocks could come down another 10 to 15%, perfectly possible. And we'd still be up on the year. The big numbers out today are the US jobless figures, the monthly figures. We're looking at those very, very closely indeed to see if there's any recovery actually happening in the United States. It's happening very gradually, but these are the biggies today. The other big problem in the United States, I am blaming a lot of this on the United States because this is where this kind of FOMO, in other words, fear of missing out, has happened with the stock market. People have been buying anything, to be honest, but